Hey everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Hope you guys are enjoying it out there. We're going to be covering our daily crypto show, of course. So stocks and crypto prices have rebounded. That's the good news. And of course, I'm going to give you the latest news on Pulsechain and TitanX as well. So get in there as well. Share it around to the community. Obviously, I'm covering them every day. So probably the only one out there that's doing it every day. So get out there and a full coverage as well. Can't do much better than that, can you? Can't do much better than that. Get into the chat as well. Talk about some of your favorite crypto stuff and events lately. Obviously, it's a pretty volatile time, but we're going to get into a lot of cool stuff here as well. So a big shout out. All right, let's get into the show here, and we're going to kick it off with the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, the Crypto Night Show Discord, definitely you can join up. Very, very good prices at the moment. $5 per month to join up. And get in there early because that's probably going to go up soon. So get in early on that. Now, there's over 1,100 community members here in the Discord. And, of course, there's seven crypto chats. Well, there's probably about 5 at the moment. Getting 5 crypto chats, audio chats as well. Also, comprehensive Pulsechain and useful links there as well around crypto. We also have a help desk as well. And, of course, you can get hold of me there as well. I'll be in there also. So, and a big shout out to our community leader, Brian, and of course, all of our moderators in there do a great job as well. So get in on that, only $5 a month, a cup of coffee. The Strategy Club, of course, is also there. That is $35 a month. And of course, you get access to all the intel as we flow it in there and good opinion pieces as well. And we have fantastic strategy chats as well. So get in on that. Only $35 a month. Fantastic. And then, of course, there's the one-on-one with Superman. If you want to get a one-on-one talking about crypto and personal finance and things like that, then definitely check that out. That's only $99 a month for a 45-minute session. Check that out. And, of course, we've got a new offering coming up very, very soon. So check that out. Links in the video description. Very, very, very cool. All right, let's go to the chats and see who we got in here. We got Brian, our community leader, and nice and early. Good to see you, Brian. Big shout out to you. We're going to have a fun show later on today too. We're doing our interesting topic. We're doing a lot of politics lately. We're going to be having a great show on politics around the southern border today. And of course, we're going to also rehash a little bit of the insights out of yesterday's speech that the president did to the Congress. And so that's going to be fun as well. And we've got a few other little tidbits there as well about what Trump is doing. Man, they're really leading from the front, really leading from the charge. A lot of corporates could learn a lot of lessons the way that Trump is running his cabinet and the United States is very, very impressive. So looking forward to that. Big shout out to you. We got Hedgehog as well. Good to see you, Hedgehog. Hope you're doing also well there. Very, very cool. All right, without further ado, let's get into the stock market results because they had a nice bounce today. And very, very nice stuff there. So the S&P 500 jumps as U.S. automakers get a temporary tariff relief. So we're going to talk about that. So the S&P 500 jumps as U.S. automakers get a temporary tariff reprieve. It's going to be about a month because the autos asked for that. Very, very cool. So that was the good news. Just trying to see where the stock market results here that seem to disappeared. So that's very cool. Where's all it gone? It's disappeared there. Let me just refresh this in a minute. But we got market stock indices plunged over the last 2 sessions. We saw that, right? But the Dow Jones gained 485 points today. So very, very cool news there. I'm not sure what's happened here with my view here. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Now, Trump grants a 1-month tariff delay for U.S. autos. Very positive there. That's been received well by the market. So Trump granted a 1-month delay to the U.S. automakers that comply with USMCA from the newly imposed tariffs on Mexico and Canada. And that was announced by the White House on Wednesday. Auto stocks, including General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, were sharply higher. The news added to hopes that the tariffs on Mexico and Canada that went into effect Tuesday could be short-lived. Now, I think the Mexico ones might be better front-running than the Canadian. Obviously, still having trouble with Trudeau there with President Trump today. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick in a Fox Business interview on Tuesday said that President Trump is prepared to meet in the middle with Canada and Mexico regarding the newly imposed tariffs. Tariffs, which include 25% duty on imports from Canada and Mexico, as well as increase of 20% on Chinese goods, have raised concerns about economic growth and consumer prices in the US, which is already grappling with high inflation sitting around 3%, isn't it? We also saw a bit of weakness in private jobs as well. So the private payrolls, they increased by only 77,000 jobs last month, smallest rise since July 2024, with after an upwardly revised 186,000 gain in January. And of course, the supply managing index there, the PMI, which accounts for the large bulk of the American economy, unexpectedly firmed in February, rising to a reading of 53.5 from 52.8. So that's actually a nice expansion there as well. But in the sign that upside risk to inflation remained, the prices component of the index rose 62.6 from 60.4, topping estimates of 50. The data comes just days ahead of the non-farm payrolls for February of due Friday. So we could have some big things coming Friday. We could have this non-farm payroll. We could also have, if the rumor is true, we could also have news about crypto being not being taxed, and that would be massive for the crypto space, right? So we're looking forward to that. That could be huge. And that could be a big pump mental coming up. All right, so in terms of the earning forecast for the stock market, corporate earnings have been generally positive in the final quarter of the last year, but the downside risk to an upbeat forecast of U.S. financial markets have increased. This according to Capital Economics. The Trump trade, and the wide optimism around the U.S. economy and financial markets has faded in short order. Downbeat economic numbers have brought a reassessment of the near-term economic outlook for the US, policy uncertainty together with weaker confidence amongst businesses, consumers, and investors all combine to create headwinds for equity markets. That's from Capital Markets there. So we've just got to be a bit more cautious moving ahead. All right, let's go find these market charts that we were after, because I don't know where they disappeared to, but we're going to go find those. There we go. All right, so we had the Dow Jones up 1%, 40. Well, I don't even know how to say that. 1% at the moment. We got 485 points to 43,000. So that's a nice good little bounce back there. The S&P 500 up 1.1% at 64 points, up to 5,042. The Nasdaq up almost 1.5% there, 267 points to 18,555. So nice little rebound there in the stock market. And that's for Wednesday's data, right? So Monday, Tuesday were terrible, as we know. And of course, the dollar there is down at 104.27. So the Trump effect really wearing off there in terms of the markets because of his repositioning with tariffs. But everything else is going absolutely fantastic for Trump, and the American people are loving it. So very, very high approval ratings coming through, both for the presidency and for the vice presidency, J.D. Vance, and his speech yesterday. He had a very high rating, something like 78%, I think it was, of approval. So doing some good stuff there. West Texas oil, $66.45, and Brent oil is $69.34. They've both come down, right? So let's have a look at last month with Brent oil. Yeah, it was way up here only a month ago, up at $77. We're now down at $69. So that's down about $7, $8 there. Pretty cool. And of course, the West Texas was pretty high as well. That was way up at $73, now down at 66. So that's really, really nice to see that. Now, obviously, there's the time of the year to take into account, but still very, very good results there. Gold is at 2,928, hasn't hit 3,000, got to 2,970 or so, and that hasn't done it yet. But silver actually pretty strong there at $33.26. So silver there not looking too bad. So if we look at gold over the last month, that chart's been a bit choppy, but definitely looking pretty strong now at the moment. And if we look at silver, so we're looking pretty good too, near the top of the range there. Also, not bad, not bad. That is the stock market. So nice little green day, finally. Well, crypto is also green, which is really nice to see. Bitcoin at the moment, $90,460, up 3.36%. They've got to be pretty happy with that. And Ethereum there bouncing up 3% as well at 2,238. Obviously still way down from where it used to be, but at least it's nice to see Bitcoin over 90K. ETH there really struggling though at the moment, really struggling. But I do think it's going to have its day in the sun, but just not today. But at least it's green. We've got all the other majors up there, 2.4% on BNB at $598. Solana back up 1.1% there. ADA's had a nice little bounce, 6% to 99 cents. Tron up 1% at 24.4 cents. XRP up almost 2% at $2.50. And so what else we got there? Litecoin up 2.3% at $105. So those are our majors. Even Sue is up there, 4.5% to $2.65. So those are the majors there, and not bad, not bad. And we've got Bitcoin dominance at 59.35%. So Bitcoin there definitely dominating. You dominated Bitcoin, you dominated. Anyway, what's the returns for the month so far? What are we, about 5 days through March? And we got a positive return of 6.63% at the moment for Bitcoin. Remember, we had that horrible February was supposed to be beautifully green, and it was horribly red. It was 17.39%, making the third month in Bitcoin history of being a negative return month, negative 17.4%, ridiculous. And here we are, green for March. Now, as you guys know, Brennan, our TA guru in our Discord, he's calling for mid-March to be a real takeoff for crypto, and I'm with them on that. I think it's going to be really, really good. So let's see how we go there. I think quite a few things are going to positive news going to come out of the US and moving forward. So we'll sort of see. The only thing I'm cautious about is talk of recession, and that's something we're just going to have to see play by play. Can Trump get a lot of his policies in time to avoid a recession, or at least a hard recession at that? So we shall see. He's got a number of policies to get through to help make that happen. Certainly working at the speed of light to get it done. Now, can Congress do it as well, right? Congress seems to be on the same page. Can they get it done without any silliness? That's the key as well. All right, so Bitcoin ETFs, we've seen obviously pretty brutal. A lot of outgoing funds here for the ETFs. Even the last 2 days a bit negative. We only had one little green day 3 days ago, and so we're looking for the turnaround, right, where the green starts coming back in. We start getting big days, like $500 billion days coming back into the old ETFs. So no one, it's certainly a lot less, right? A lot less volatile, a lot less selling, but we're waiting for that to come into play. All right, so that leads us into Pulsechain, day 663. Before we get into that, though, let's see who else has jumped in the chat there. We got Brian says, epic speech yesterday from the president. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Really, really good. So like that. All right, so we've got Pulsechain at the moment, day 663. We've got about 50 minutes towards the end of the day, and we're at 39% of main sacrifice price. Pulsechain down at these levels, constantly down these levels. Man, what an opportunity, because you know when it's going to go, it's going to go. And now really there's nothing holding it back after the SEC got defeated. We know that on the 20th of March is probably the last day that the SEC can try and redo their case. I really don't see it happening. I think that's a 5% chance. Yeah, we got a new administration as well in the SEC. This case was so bad. This would be one of the easy ones to knock off and not even try to rehag there. So looking very, very good at the moment. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 039 up 1%, 39% of the mean sacrifice price. Some really nice prices here for Pulsechain. The buy and burn sitting at 1,298 billion. 6.53% of all Pulsex is bought up and burned at the moment. Incentive tokens sitting still pretty strong with the ratio, 61,000 Pulse. The price at $2.41 is down 3.25% at the moment, and the total supply at about 55 million. As we know, Richard Hart's team recently cut it 20x. It's only 5% inflation of what it used to be, and therefore that will not grow very fast anymore. Hex at the moment, 1.1 cents, down 4.3%. EHEX at 3,800 of a penny. Hex had a nice little run, didn't it, yesterday? And the both combined price is 1.47 cents, so just under 1.5 pennies there for the old Hex. That is the majors for Richard Hart coins. Let's go to the gas prices and have a look at those. So we've got 6.8 million beats at the moment. Man, we've had some real big volatility with the gas prices on Pulsechain these days, although it is kind of a sign of a more valuable chain, so that's kind of cool. We're at 10 cents at the moment for Pulsex swap. You might just want to wait a little bit and get the Gwei down. And then that would get a bit more reasonable. We're 8.2 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment, and Ethereum is at 1 Gwei. So there we go. That's what happens. Convergence, the law of convergence, if you've got a sort of successful chain, and definitely Pulsechain's moving in that direction. We've got more validators coming in. That's another positive sign. So these are all little blues clues with the old gas prices, with the old validators coming on, 47,500, picking that up. So that's positive. Confidence coming into the Pulsechain slowly while you're sleeping, while you're looking at the charts. Little signals are coming in saying that things are heading in the up direction. Also, the bridge is up too. We were at about 110 million yesterday, 110.5. We're at 112.6, so we're up about another $2 million today, and that's very cool to see. And we got a nice little rebound there in ETH and Bitcoin there, pushing that ahead, right? We're going to keep a lookout for that DAI. DAI's at 26.8 million. Keep a look at that number, because if that goes up big, it could be a lot of money coming over the bridge, right? So we're up to about $2 million. We'll take that. All right, so that is Pulsechain, and of course the volumes, 33.7 million, and of course trending 6 hours here on DexScreener, the default view. We've got a couple there doing pretty well. We've got this new Dogfather here, probably launched on Pump.tires is my guess. It's been around for 9 hours. That's up 10,600%. We got Finvestor, which I did cover on the channel about a week ago with MV, one of our Discord members, and that has been flying the last couple of days. It is now up 34% again today. Another one of the leaders. It's been leading the last 3 days, maybe 4 days. It's up $72 now. This thing just won't relent. It's just continue to go higher. And of course, it's been inspired by James Maria, the super dev of Atropa. And of course, it's been going up and up. Look at that chart. That's a beautiful chart, right? Beautiful chart. And that has been crushing it. So look at that. That is amazing. Amazing. That is up 152,000%. So mad gains there. 152,000% inside 180 days, 6 months. So if you bought down here and you just speculated, congratulations to you. Congratulations. And now, obviously, it's also airdropping a lot of tokens to people. So you can check that out on the website. And we did cover it in a video about a week ago. I had quite a few people from that community over here. They're very excited. They'll be very excited with it at the moment. It's got a 4% burn tax and a 1% Finvestor reflections. That goes back to the holders. So the bigger the volume, the more money going back to you. And of course, Finvestor's worth a lot of money at $72. That's pretty good. So that is ticking away pretty nicely. I know quite a few people in the strategy club that, if you haven't joined that, the link's in the video description, have benefited from this project. So congratulations, and in the Discord as well. Not bad there. Who else there? Axis Alive, of course, one of the influencers out there. His coin is up 32% today and $11,600. Used to see a lot more of him around. I'm not sure if he's doing as much content. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm just missing that. But he's that is going off as well. So he's one of the bigger influencers in the Pulsechain hex space. And that's got a nice little bounce today. It was set down at 8,777, now at $11,600. Now, it's a pretty interesting supply. It's kind of based on like hex and stuff. I think he holds about 99.5% of the supply. And that helps to give it a very high market cap, 11.6 billion. Of course, making a point that market cap really doesn't mean much, right? That's kind of the play. All right, so we got X as well. Maker is doing pretty well there. Moving around here, it's at $20 on Maker. So Maker's moved up a little last wee while. If you're in the PDI Maker theory, that's up 13% today. So let's have a quick look at that. And yeah, we can see it's up at 6.4 cents. Down on here at the moment, but it is up 13% there. Not sure why that's showing up there. I guess it's up from that little pink dip that we had yesterday at 6 cents. All right, let's see what else is going. Nope token up again. Wow, Randy Alasky's Nope token. He's another influencer in the space, man. The influencer coins today are making moves. We've got Axis Alive and Randy Alasky, both of them some of the biggest influencers in the Pulsechain community as influencers. And yeah, nice little rally the last couple of days. Pretty good, actually. Nice little gains there, too. I guess if you'd got the bottom here, we'll take from there. If you got the bottom, if you're that lucky, probably a bot did though. You're up 45%, so not bad there for Randy Alasky. Still very good value in there too. Very good value there on Randy Alasky. And he's also apparently backing the Signum Oracle, which we're waiting for. Now, we were expecting Signum Oracle to launch on Saturday, if you recall, but he had some final checks to do. And also the market went very violently volatile in the week, so he's have to wait a few days. But we will getting that Signum Oracle that will be coming, and I will be getting an interview with him once it launches there, and we're going to go through it. So just be patient with that one. So that's just the markets for you. A lot of developers at the moment would be a bit shy launching protocols when the market's so violent at the moment, particularly on the downside. So we'll just have to wait till it cools off, and we'll start getting some more protocols launching there. It's fine if you're going to be launching a lot of speculative coins, but if you're launching actual DeFi and infrastructure projects, it's a lot harder to do, right? It's a lot more risky because the sentiment's so negative. All right, so that's some of the cool ones there that are moving today. Not bad. Dogfather, Finvestor, Axis Alive, Maker, Nope token from Randy Alasky, and we've actually got big BBC from a 9-inch there actually up as well. So that's actually still doing pretty well. 2 days green, 1.7 cents. So BBC there, not doing too bad. Let's go have a look on there. Actually, let's go have a look on the BBC, the 9-inch DEX. It's the number 3 biggest DEX, right? And let's have a look at the volumes. I should probably do a whole video on this again, shouldn't I? But the volume there, 5.3 million TVL on the Pulsechain side. Remember, they've also got the Ethereum side as well. We forget about that. Well, at least I do. But they got the Ethereum side, and that's also got some volume, no doubt. I don't know how much it is. It's supposed to show up. It's not showing up. So that's also got some volume. And yeah. All right, so that's kind of cool. That's going to lead us into TitanX. Oh, I was going to give an update about Mafia, but I might do a different video, a separate video on Mafia. We might do that later on today, actually, just a video, not a live stream. But I'll talk about that coming up. Actually, should I do it now? Well, actually, I did talk about it briefly yesterday. Anyway, it's about a week to 2 weeks away from the pre-launch ranking coming up for Mafia, and that's pretty bullish, right? Because that's the beginning of actual gameplay. There's partly we've got like an early phase of gameplay with the businesses launching, and people can gamble and things like that. But actually getting the pre-ranking where you can do crimes and stuff like that, it's only like a week or 2 weeks away. Let's give it 2 weeks because you know how it goes. Let's say two more weeks, and that was from Jacob, the founder of that. So that's pretty funny. Now, speaking of that, if you want to get a 19% referral bonus on PUSD ALGO, which is also coming up following the Signum Oracle and stuff, then the link's in the description for that too. All right, so that leads us into TitanX, and we've got a bit of a pump here. Cool, on the old Shogun there. It's pumped up there. I must have been looking at that for some reason. Anyway, we got TitanX, so let's look at that and see where TitanX is at the moment. And don't forget, you get in the chat there, make it lively. So we got TitanX first wave, right? First wave was 10x, and then we got what we got. Second wave was all brutal. It wasn't just 85% down; it was all the way back down, and it was brutal. And we've just started to edge back up a little bit there. We bottomed out at 6.01700. We're now at 6.02000. So we're only up very slightly at the moment. But that's versus the US dollar. But what we're actually looking for is the TitanX value versus ETH. And let's have a look at that chart. So that chart there is still looking a little bit ominous. We did touch 9 zeros 1,000, but we're back down at 10 zeros 9,001. So 10,000 9,100, I should say. So we did touch it, but we know we want to get over this blue line, right? That blue line's key for the uptrend. That is that 9 zeros 1,600. So we've got a little bit of work to do there. How much? What sort of pump will we need for that? We know it doesn't tell me because it's too small of values, too many zeros, but that is where we need to get to, is 90600 1600. So that's very doable in a day. Could do it in a day, but we'll see. We haven't had a big pump like that since back here in November. That might get us there, right? So that is where we're at the moment. Now, obviously, very volatile markets. All the buy and burns are turned off, right? But let's see what the supply numbers are for TitanX at the moment. Let's see what they are. So we're at 98.3 trillion. TitanX, that has not changed in a few weeks, as it really hasn't changed much. Very little in a few weeks. I'm not sure what happened there. Got lost all my values. So let's refresh. When in doubt, refresh. So like a liquid at the moment, 64.2 trillion. Staked is just under 7.9. That has not changed. And 26.2 trillion in BOT. These are the second layer protocols built on top of TitanX. That's where we are at the moment. So not really much changes there. Obviously, Jake Sharp is working hard, building the next wave of products and protocols to go to Omnichain. So we're waiting for all that. And he's turned the buy and burns off, right? So we've got Liquid is currently 13.1 million. So keep remember that, 13.1 million. And the buy and burn, which has been turned off, which is V1, is just, let's say, 10 million. So it's almost completely collateralized, right? So the token at this current value price is basically almost it's like 90% collateral. It's got backing to it. It's crazy. How many cryptos out there have backing? They don't. Very few. A few have the DAOs, but that's about it. But not a buy and burn. Pretty crazy. X28 at the moment up 4.7%. Now the ratio is at 0.86, so still very discounted to TitanX. Remember, X28 is TitanX, but it's the Omnichain version. But the ratio there has been really pushed down there. I guess that we'll have to wait to the Omnichain growth happens with before that maybe goes back to 1-to-1 or something like that. Maybe above 1-to-1 if we're going to get a lot of people recycling TitanX into X28. Then have to have a reason to do it, and so we need some mechanisms for that to happen, right? So that's something to watch out for in the future when we go for wave 3 is when we're going to have that. That's coming, definitely. DragonX at the moment, the ratio looking strong there, 8 TitanX. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a little look at that actually, because that's actually really strong. The TitanX ratio there. Let's have a look at that. Bam. And yeah, look at that. That's a really climb. So it was down at 6, just under 6.5. This is DragonX to TitanX. And so that means now you can get, it's going to cost you 8 TitanX to get one DragonX, whereas before it would only cost you 6.5. And that's a nice little recovery. In fact, it's got to 8.25 there. So this is heading back up in the right direction. Now, remember the buy and burn for that's turned off as well. And we're waiting for some protocols from Eric to come out as well around that, both on Ethereum and Omnichain. So that is a sleeping giant. Shogun, of course, we know is going to go to Omnichain. So that's kind of cool. And the ratio, as we saw, is actually pretty friendly because I was sitting on that chart when we started. And let's push that to the X there. Yeah, we got the little bounce there, 600. But we actually let's change the view here. Let's go to hourly, shall we? Yeah, we were way up at 6,400 and only got sold down a little bit here. We're back at the 5,600 X28 per one Shogun. So that was a nice little out of the blue pump there for X28. For Shogun. Now we've obviously got Hyper and Hydra pretty much minted out. They're up slightly as well, but I'm expecting these things to run hard in the future. And then their buy and burns are turned off as well. So all the buy and burns are turned off, and so we're waiting for that. That's going to be the timing coordinated there. Probably when we get a turn in the market sentiment and Omnichain rollout continues. Volt at the moment, 8,800 TitanX, looking pretty solid there, up 7%. 7.6%, and that's going to be has a huge road run. All right, Ouroboros lending is going to be using Volt as collateral. Thundervolt staking is going to be using Volt to be staked, and then you earn a share of the fees. And of course, we've also got Bitcoin Genie, which I'm very excited about coming up as well. We can't wait for the white paper for that. So at the moment, developers aren't really wanting to launch their protocols because it's so negative in the market, and of course, we're waiting for that Wave 3 and Omnichain for TitanX to roll out. So a bit of patience is required. Inferno, of course, we found out that Inferno is going Omnichain, so that's pretty awesome there as well. What else is looking interesting here? Morpheus, of course, we know is going Omnichain, expecting V3 dexes and other stuff like that potentially to go to base chain and Pulsechain. That's going to be pretty fun. And then what else we got going? Let's look down here. Baby Dragon X is going to Omnichain along with some of these others here. So Element 280 is going, Element 369, and they're all going to be paired up, right, with the Element token, and then of course matched up, of course, with Uranus, which is still going from strength to strength. Now, as you guys know, a couple of weeks ago, or actually about 5 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I should say. Sorry, I covered Uranus, and that's done very well. So I'm very happy I covered that one. You always take a little bit of risk covering some of these projects, but this could be the next PDDC. And people were laughing. People were laughing and said, "Next PDDC, how could it be?" Well, look at so far. It's looking pretty good so far. I mean, it's still not PDC yet, but it's heading in the right direction. It's 2.18 X28 versus Uranus, and the mint price was 1-to-1, right? So the mint price was down here, and it's already over 2.2. So you're already up mad gains. 120%. You're already at 2.2x on the ratio there. So and then this is on a down market. I mean, come on. Going to be pretty cool. And the buy and burn's turned off, right? So they're going to be having a buy and burn party coming up, and they're going to be linking the LPs up with Element 369, etc. And then of course that's going to increase the potential MEV bot activity, and of course all the fees, right? You get 12% tax, 10% reflections. Got to be pretty good, right? Got to be pretty good. In fact, let's quickly actually no, I'll leave that. I'll talk that another day. Now the other one, of course, is Ouroboros. That's been doing very well. Also the lending platform, pretty solid, and we're going to quickly check that too, because that's doing very, very well, as we would say. Hey, we've got Archie in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Archie. And welcome to the chat there. Another one of our community leaders. Big shout out. Hi, all. And let's jump into the US Minter and have a look at the stats here. And let's see what this is, what's happening here. So we're going to go to the system stats, and we can see that we're almost at $2 million of collateral. Wow, fantastic results. Honestly, that is so good. Almost $2 million of collateral. Yeah, that's amazing. So it's gone. This is the highest one I've seen so far. I don't know if it was higher than yesterday or so, but that is pretty amazing. And what do we got here? We've got 6.3 trillion TitanX. Isn't that fantastic? So if you add the 4 trillion that's gone through the minter, and then you add the ORX minter, then you're up at 10.3 trillion or so. That is fantastic results. And Dragon X there sitting strong too at 411 billion also. So very good results there. And hey, look, Super Shady doing a great job rolling out this. And of course, more to come, right? More to come. It's going to be ETH collateral, ORX collateral, and of course, we talked about Volt collateral is probably coming up too. And when people take out loans, they're going to see those other ones in here. At the moment, it's only TitanX, DragonX, and then you can open up a new loan there, right? Open up a new account, and that's pretty cool. Liquidations. I don't think there's been some of those for a little while. And the redemptions, I'm not sure when that's turning on. I don't think normally it might be like 6 weeks later or something. We'll see what happens there. The staking yield at the moment for the stablecoin USDX is 550%. So that's pretty solid as well. Been ranging between 400 and 600%, something like that, 660%. Not bad there as well. Now, moving forward, of course, we're looking forward to Bitcoin Genie, which I'm very excited about, from mad scientist Stevie D. We're waiting for the white paper for that. And then, of course, particularly looking forward to the Taurus coming from Cryptographics. And, of course, we've got all these other projects expected to launch. Some of these I'm not expecting to launch, actually. But we'll probably get, maybe let's say we'll get half to 2/3 of these projects launching on here. And we know, I think YVMX is launching in mid-March after the delay, which was probably a wise delay to make at the time. So there we go. That's kind of an overview. If you haven't joined our strategy club, the link is in the video description for that. Definitely worth joining up there. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. 30 minutes, man. We did the show faster than ever. But hey, look, we might have some big news on Friday. If Eric Trump's post in Telegram is correct, we could have tax cuts coming for crypto. So not tax cuts, just paying no tax on crypto. So if that does turn out to be true, wow, that is going to be insane. That would be a really good pump for the weekend for crypto. Yeah, if you want to join Strategy Club, links in the video description and also there. Brian has pasted that. My link to Discord is way better than Wiki's link. Yeah, join up today. So we got, like I say, $5 membership if you want to join up and get in there while you can, while the prices are still good. We've got an amazing community and all the information in the Discord. The other thing, of course, if you want to join Strategy Club for crypto, it's $35 a month. Really great there. We post tons of intel in there. And if you want to get a one-on-one with me, that's also $99 for a 45-minute session every month. And that will be on crypto and personal finance and things like that, if you want to get good opinions and stuff like that. So well worth checking out there. And I've got a new offering coming up soon that I'm building out. So that's going to be fun too in the Whoop Shop. So we'll just continue to focus on growing and offering some great value and great content. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You're going to see a lot more political content and other content on the show as well. And of course, we're going to have a political show later on today. So definitely join that and tell your friends about it. Get them in if they love politics and other topics. We'll be talking about sports and other things on other days. So get in on that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. We're streaming to over 10,500 subscribers on here on the Crypto Night Show. So it's very, very fun to be there. So be there or be square, they say. All right, take care, and I'll catch you in the next show. Bye for now.